So is this Blackstar amplification new release the Blackstar amp that we have all been waiting for? I think it is. Before we get going, guys, if you want to purchase any gear at all that you see on this channel, please use the ANDERTONS affiliate link down there below in the description. If you want to purchase this amp, please use that affiliate link. It really helps me out at this end. We're going to try a few guitars through this amp today, a few different guitars. I want you to hear what it's like with different guitars. We're going to use a Jackson American Series guitar. That's an expensive guitar, about £2 grand. It's got a JB in the bridge we'll be using most of the time. We're also going to use some guitars that have active pickups as well. I've got a Dean Zero Select behind me in drop D, and I've got a couple of Schecters there from the Evil Twin range, also with the same pickups, the Fishman Fluence in there, active pickups, and we're going to try those through it as well, all different tunings. The Blackstar Series One MKii is here, guys, and this is the result of 5 years of extensive tweaking and testing. This amp has not just been churned out, this is a serious amp, this is a serious contender for the big boys in the metal and rock world. Now, a lot of modern amps that have been released lately do have an element of fizz. Even the ones that I like that have got plenty of mid-range have some fizz there. But this amp, it's like it has zero fizz. It's all about the growl, guys, on this amp. If you're into mid-range growl and you like clarity there, but you also like the punch that you get from some fizzy amps, then this amp may be the amp for you. This thing, as soon as you get it out of the box, you know that you've got an expensive amp in your hands. The transformers are over here at this side, so it's a bit heavy towards that side. The tubes are over here. The first impressions of the amp when I lifted it out were that this is a really well-made, expensive piece of kit. Before we get into the front panel and the back panel and what this amp does, the controls on this thing, guys, are super high quality. They feel smooth as hell. They really do feel great. There's been a lot of attention to detail put into this amp. There's vents on the top of the amp, but when I lifted it out of the box, I also noticed that there's vents underneath as well. Those little things show that Blackstar haven't just whipped this amp out. You know, this is 5 years of research that they've done here. So let's get into exactly what this amp does, guys. I'm trying not to smile and I'm trying not to tell you this is the best amp ever, because I know that I'm going to sound like a YouTuber that's just trying to sell an amp, but basically, I love this amp. I absolutely, genuinely love this amp. Blackstar want me to send this amp back. I don't know when yet. I don't want it to go. I don't want it to leave because genuinely, it is an amazing amp. It is clear, it is punchy. I just can't use the words clarity and pure and punchy enough. You know, there's tons of growl on this thing, and I've just fallen totally in love with this amp as soon as I plugged it in. Anyhow, we're going to get into the front panel, guys, and we're going to see exactly what's going on. So over here you have the clean channel. Hope you can see that. I'll probably zoom in on the front panel so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Over here we have the clean channel, and we have two controls. We have a gain and a volume. In the middle there is a bright and a warm switch. I like it on bright. Blackstar cleans are really spanky and nice on the bright setting. You know, in my opinion, with the ones that I've tried in the past. Over here, guys, we have the crunch channel. Now on the crunch channel, there's quite a lot of gain on there. In fact, it's not quite high gain, but it's almost touching it. If you use this switch in between here, this is the super crunch mode. Really fantastic, absolutely great. Over here we got the EQ, bass, middle and treble, and obviously the ISF as well, which Blackstar are famous for. On this amp, the ISF control works really well because the gain is so defined. You can afford to take it out and use the to the scoop setting, which is to the left. You can use it that way a bit. I prefer it just to the right here where I've got it now, but I really do think that you can afford to take some out a bit more on this amp than you can with other ones that I've tried. So that's the top row of controls, and just in case you guys are wondering, oh, we've got a 2-channel amp, can we use clean and crunch with them be on the same row? Yes, you can. The Footswitch has a clean on the left, a crunch, an OD1 and an OD2, so you can switch between clean and crunch even though they're using the shared EQ. So down here at the bottom we've got OD1. OD1 is totally different from any other OD1 I've tried on any Blackstar amp. It really has been reshaped, redefined and revoiced. I'm not a massive fan of OD1 and other Blackstar amps, but on this one in particular it's great, and you throw a boost in front of this thing and it really comes alive. Over here to the right hand side on the bottom row, we've got OD2 again, same controls, you've got gain, you've got volume for the channel. Across the bottom you've got the EQ, bass, middle, treble, and again your ISF. So nothing too complicated, it's really quick and easy to use, and to be honest with you, I've got everything set to 666 on the EQ and the ISF, and it just sounds absolutely fantastic. It just sounds amazing. So it's pretty flat, I've got it set, but it sounds great. Over here on the master section, we've got resonance, presence, and volume. Now, again, the resonance and presence I've got set to about 660. It just sounds amazing. The whole amp, you know, set like that sounds absolutely fantastic. Then we've got this little control here, which is a power reduction control, and you can start off at 10 watts, which I'll have it on today, and you can get it right up to 100. One thing which I think is really cool about this amp is that when you have it on 10 watts, the lower wattage setting, you don't lose anything in the tone, or you don't seem to lose anything. And obviously in a room like I'm in today, it doesn't make sense to put it on 100 watts because we're going to have the volume on virtually zero. I mean, it's loud anyway. 10 watts is loud, especially when you've got all the tubes and everything going on here. Just so you know, guys, there are 4 6L6 tubes in here, and I think you've got 5 preamp tubes as well. Standby over here, and obviously your power on. There is an emulated output around the back. It's a shame that this amp hasn't got cab rig. I was a bit disappointed that it hasn't got cab rig. We're going to check out the emulated output right at the end of the video. You heard a small clip of it at the beginning. It's a good emulated output, and Blackstar are really good at doing emulated outs. Anyway, they've been doing them a long time now, and all their HTs and everything, and it is something that they're particularly good at. So I think we're okay, you know, we can get away with not having cab rig on this amp, even though I love it very much. I probably should point out today, guys, that we've been using the Harley Benton Vintage Overdrive. You can buy this from Toman. I have an affiliate link down there below if you want to purchase it through that link. It really helps out the channel. But it's a simple overdrive, you know. It's a kind of a Harley Benton's take on an old classic, you know. But it's a great overdrive. It's set to a clean boost, as you can see there, so it's not doing that much. It's just providing a bit of extra sizzle, a bit of extra bite to the amp. The Footswitch is worth talking about, guys, because first of all, there's some amp brands out there that give you a £2 worth of head, and you have to go buy a Footswitch afterwards that could cost you £100 to £200 extra, and I think that is just a total rip-off. I think it really takes the you-know-what when you've already shelled out £2 for an amp. The Footswitch on here is pins, you know, it's pins that go in there. It's not just a jack, which I think is pretty cool. The head does have MIDI capabilities as well. So this amp is a pro amp, you know, it's aimed at professionals, touring musicians, guys that go in studios a lot, you know, but I'm not gonna lie, you know, I'd love to own this head and have it in here, and I'm not professional at all. You can adjust the output, you know, the ohms on the back, you can adjust them like you can on most amps, 4, 8 and 16. Like I said, guys, I just love the way the amp is made. I love the way it looks, and to me, this is the ultimate amp that we've been waiting for a while. And the reason I'm saying that is because when Blackstar amps first came out, back in the day, you know, I went to my music store, I had the money in my back pocket, I plugged in a Series One MKii, expecting something like what I was hearing on YouTube and everything, because they sounded pretty good on YouTube demos, and it didn't do anything for me. I did try it out with 6505's JVMs. In fact, I ended up walking out of the store with a JVM that day. So I was trying it out with some very good heads, but for some reason it just didn't do it for me. So, you know, I just wanted to kind of get that off my chest, because I think it's really important that Blackstar have won me over with the Mark II totally. It's totally revoiced and it sounds absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. I just can't wait to turn the camera off, if I'm honest, and get playing this head and just enjoy it for myself before I have to send it back. Thanks very much, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment below, and I'll see you all soon.